Hey everyone, Nito King here, taking a break from my usual projects to bring you one of my favorite games from the Intellivision, if not my top favorite. This is Thunder Castle, and when my friends and I used to get together to play on the Intellivision, this was the game. There were, I don't know, Space Invaders, golf. I kind of liked Kool-Aid Man, but no, it was all about Thunder Castle. Of course, I've only got me and no friends to play with, so I'm playing alone. First night means first player. It's me over on the left and the dragon in the bottom right. The music is awesome. And then there's a comb in the middle of the maze. If I get that, it cuts my score in half, which doesn't affect me right now because I don't have any points, but I just got trapped inside a hedge and the dragon's coming for me. Great! Fortunately, the green dragon is nice and slow. The object here is to touch one of those bats that's flying around, which makes me invulnerable. And while I'm invulnerable, I can try to touch the dragon, which will kill it, and then a yellow dragon will appear. The lamp I just picked up, I hadn't read the instructions, so I didn't realize that it actually has a use. But only if I'm already invulnerable. It can double my invulnerability period. And I really should have stood in front of the castle there to kill the yellow dragon when it appeared, but with my luck my invisibility would have run out and he would have killed me instead. Yellow dragon is a little tougher. I think he gets a little faster, maybe a little smarter. I don't know. And I got the cross. This is another one that I didn't know what it did at the time. It actually makes you run a little faster for a few seconds. And I'm just not going to catch up with the dragon. So, I'll screw it and get the ring. Everyone knows what the ring does. That is your teleport, and I didn't get it in time. I'll be using it a couple times later in the video. Problem with the ring is you can't choose where you want to teleport to. It's random, and in one of the layouts for this level, there's actually space outside the maze that I managed to get myself into when I teleported. Now the grail that I just picked up is an excellent, excellent item. That's the one you always want to get. Because you can make yourself invulnerable at will when you have the grail. Just once, but once is all you need. And with the yellow dragon dead, the red dragon appears, and he's running away because I'm invulnerable. It won't last. He's going to come back after me. And I just use the grail to finish him off. That was a pretty quick tour of the first level. Now we move on to level 2. Actually, I think this is the hardest of the 3 levels. As you can see, this time we're dealing with 2 enemies, a couple of wizards, I think. And the animal that you have to touch in this one to get your invulnerability is a rat. And the chalice is way over on the far side of the map where I can't get to it. Wonderful. Now, I hate this level so much because the rat actively runs away from you. And had I gone for the wizard on the right, I could have killed him. Instead, I got stuck inside a wall. Fortunately, oh, great, I got stuck inside a wall again. The enemies mostly chase you, but usually you can get away from them if it's just one guy after you. And more treasures that I can't get to, so I'm not gonna try. You really have to corner the rat, although it pauses every so often, so if you chase it diligently enough, you can catch up. Problem is, catching up with the wizards while you're still invulnerable is a problem. And the crown is another one of those really useful items, as you're gonna see in a couple seconds, because I just got trapped. The crown freezes everything, including the rat in this this level. I don't know if it freezes stuff like the bats in the first level, but while the enemies are frozen, they can attack you. And I'm stuck inside a wall yet again. Hooray! But you can actually use the crown offensively if you're chasing after an enemy while you're invulnerable. You can freeze them, and that'll give you enough time to catch up, usually. If you can get an enemy really close to the rat, you might be able to hit the rat, go back and hit the enemy while they're frozen. In the meantime, usually just chasing after the rat is not a viable strategy because these guys are fast enough to get away, but if you can trap them behind a wall, I barely got to him before my invulnerability ran out, and I didn't get the key. The key is kind of a gimmicky item. It's got its uses, but you're not likely to find them. Candle is a 1-up. So, up in the upper right, you can see my 4 lives, and my 2,500 points are over there in the top center. And that's a pile of gold over on the left, which I don't think I'm going to get in time, because I'm chasing after the yellow wizard. The gold is just worth 500 points. Yeah, this was back in the days when score was a big thing for games. Now you see the wizards get trapped in the wall, the rat can get trapped inside the wall too. And apparently it automatically used my key there. The key lets you pass through one of the appearing-disappearing walls while it's solid, including if you get trapped inside. And you can see here the yellow wizard is just slightly faster than the green. So usually it's a good idea to kill the higher colored one, I guess you would call it, first. You know, try to take out the yellow one while the green one is still running around, because the yellow one's just more dangerous. Pretty sure you can touch the rat while it's inside the wall. I don't think you can kill the wizards if they're trapped inside a wall. You need to come fully into contact with them. Now what's interesting is the dragon in the first level is 3 tiles long from head to tail. So the fire that he breathes doesn't hurt you, but his tail does. He'll actually sometimes stick that through the wall and hit you. Or if you're chasing after him and he tries to take a corner, he can stick his tail through the wall, and you can touch that and kill him. I might do that later in the video, because there's only 3 levels in the game and they repeat. So, finally cornered the green wizard, and I'm running right towards where the yellow one will appear. Brilliant. And I completely forgot I was still holding a crown. When you're about to die, it's usually a good idea to just go ahead and hit the item button, just in case you have an item and forgot about it. Especially if you've got as poor short-term memory as I have. And I'm barely staying ahead. Can I catch him? Yes! You can't take the corner fast enough, wizard! But now the red one's coming, and only the wall saves me. Granted, I said that chasing the rat is usually a bad strategy, and yet I spend most of my time doing it. It's still pretty handy just to keep the bad guys off your tail. Because they'll hunt you down pretty relentlessly, occasionally breaking off to go in some random direction. Very nice use of the Grail, if I do say so myself. If you grab the rat, then the wizards will run away from you, and you get a bit of breathing room. Maybe you can grab an item that'll be helpful, or you never know. So I found myself stuck inside the wall with a wizard approaching. Figured I'd better teleport myself out. Probably not the best use of a power-up, but the ring just really isn't all that useful most of the time. Especially since, like I said, there's a risk of getting caught outside the level in some layouts. You can see a couple of blank squares way at the top there where I might appear if I use the ring. and there's absolutely nothing you can do there. I mean, you can't get caught, you can't die, you can't teleport out of the way. And I didn't want to risk trying to get to that rat before the wizard would catch me, so I'm out of there. I mean, granted, this is all the game is, but it's kind of like Pac-Man with more interesting mazes, more strategy, and you don't have a limited number of power pellets sitting around. And also, you don't want to just blindly pick up every golden object that appears, because, you know, that comb is a menace. And for some reason here, I thought I might be able to catch the rat and just ran right into the wizard. The good news is, you don't have to start over. Since there was only one yellow wizard left, I only have to fight one yellow wizard. And what's nice is, you get a couple seconds to run around before the thunderclap signaling the level is started. Give you time to get into position, try to find yourself a spot where you're not going to get cornered as easily. And a lot of times, if I take the long path somewhere, it's not because I have any kind of grand strategy in mind. The game, at least on the GameCube, is not as responsive to pressing a certain direction as I would like. Open, open, open! There we go. Barely staying ahead of him. See, my impression was that the green enemies are slower than you. The yellow ones are about the same speed, and the red ones are faster, but as you can see here, I'm barely outrunning the yellow one. And he breaks off pursuit just as I'm catching up to the rat. He's a bit smarter than I gave him credit for. Whereas, of course, I always misjudge when my invulnerability is going to run out. I don't think I've actually run into any enemies because I thought I was still invulnerable and I wasn't, but... Alright. Screw the rat, I'm getting the chalice. If I can get there before it disappears. Alright, that will spell the end of the yellow wizard. Once you've got the grail, you pretty much have a guaranteed kill. I suppose I could have lured him over to the right side of the screen where I'd be in position to kill the red wizard before my invulnerability wore off, but I'm not very good at planning ahead. Almost got myself trapped in a wall again. I'm pretty sure at some point later in the video I do end up using one of those necklaces. And here is a very embarrassing moment. See, I was pressing up. I probably still wouldn't have caught him, but my character didn't go the way I wanted him to. Sometimes that proves to be fatal, this time it was just really annoying. There you can see you can actually touch the rat when you're inside a wall. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be in this level for too much longer, and then you guys get to see the third and technically final level. I'm just running around here back and forth, touching the rat for a while to build up a decent charge of invulnerability. It doesn't really multiply your invulnerability period or anything like that, but your invulnerability does wear off based on the last time that you touched the animal. So, if you touch it near the end, even when the siren is going off, warning you that your invulnerability is about to run out, then it'll start all over again. And, of course, I'm going to miss the gold here. But I had a key, so I extracted myself from the wall. They just spring up at the most inopportune times. And there's a grail. Nothing is standing my way. Here's my ticket to the 3rd level. Yes, now we're moving on to hell, I guess. It was supposed to be a dungeon or a catacomb or something, but there's a lot of moving skulls inside the walls here. And my enemies for this exercise are 3 green imps. And as you see, I have to wait until the wall opens so I can come into full contact with him. The invulnerability token in this level is a glowing skull, as you can see, which just kind of teleports itself from place to place. And I run completely the wrong direction. And I use the crown to run in the wrong direction again and get myself trapped. The good news is I've got quite a few lives. You get extra lives, I think, at 2,000, and then 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, and 50,000. Plus any candles you pick up. And believe me, I will be going for those candles. I honestly have no idea what I was thinking there. Probably, I thought I had grabbed the glowing skull before it disappeared, and the sound effect of the lamp appearing covered up what would normally have been the music telling me whether I was invulnerable or not. Because the glowing of your own night is not easy to notice. This level, to me, doesn't seem as hard as, say, the 2nd level, because there's so many more walls, which give you more opportunities to trap the enemies. And, again, forget the pursuit, because I can just go and grab the grail. And take out 2 enemies at once. And could not quite catch up with that one. Which leaves me trapped. Fortunately, I had the ring. Yeah, that's the time when I thought I was about to get caught, so I used the necklace, and didn't really get a whole lot of use out of the speed boost, but at least I survived. The skull has this really nasty tendency of teleporting away just as you're about to grab it. So you gotta pay attention, and with the crown I managed to score a triple kill. The crown is great for defense, you know, if you're getting chased, you can try to run away, and it'll buy you a couple extra seconds, but when you're chasing enemies, the crown is also a wonderful thing to have. I'd say the crown is probably second only to the chalice in terms of usefulness, and I am about to get killed. Corners are your friend when you're chasing the enemy, and your worst enemy when you're getting chased. Here I go, I start with some invulnerability before the enemies even get to move. And a candle if I can get there. And I'm just kind of following the trail of glowing skulls now. They're both trapped behind the wall, and that's level 3. So you may be asking, if there's only 3 levels, what's next? Back to level 1. Except this time it's a little more difficult. Actually, this level is, I think, the one that jumps up the most in difficulty when you come to it the second time. We got the same layout for this level, but there are actually 2 or 3 different layouts possible for each level. And usually you'll get a different one. Did you see that? Neither did I. The bats are now black, and blend in perfectly with the background. So you've got to watch for them to fly across the trees in order to see where they are so you can catch them. Plus, your invulnerability only lasts about half as long. So you've got to have the enemy in position and be ready to score the kill when you grab the bat, or it's just going to wear off before you can do anything. You may be asking, how the heck can you actually score any kills in this situation? Believe me, I'm wondering the same thing. I'm just breaking off pursuit almost immediately because I know I'm not going to catch the dragon, and if the ring sat there for a bit longer, I might have been able to catch it. I think the pickups in the, love that sound effect. I think the pickups in the second quest also disappear a lot sooner. So you've got to pick them up quickly. I could be wrong about that. That's just a perception thing. You know, it might be that they actually do sit there as long as they ever did. And I almost got hit by the dragon's tail there a couple seconds ago. So you really gotta watch for it. The lamps are very, very useful in the second quest. But, like I said before, I didn't even know what they did. Can I catch him? Can I catch him? Nope. It was a close one, though. And if I had hit the lamp, I probably would have actually killed him. But never mind that, there's a grail to get, which is too far away. For this part, you kind of are just running around waiting for gold objects to appear, because that's about all the points you're going to be scoring. And the stupid hedge prevents me from getting to the candle. But at least I killed the dragon. Now, for some reason, I seem to remember that when my friends and I used to play this game, we would just always camp out at the castle somehow. So, we'd make sure to kill the green dragon right there, and we had enough invulnerability left over that the yellow dragon would just run right into us and die. Crown would be very nice to have, but I'm not gonna get it. I mean, granted, it is pretty samey from this point. And I can't imagine it's that much fun to keep watching, but I'm sure you guys want to see where I screw up horribly. And I'll tell you, it is incredibly embarrassing and probably very worth watching. So, I don't know if there's really much point providing a lot of color commentary at this point, because I don't think anyone's going to be watching. You're probably all skipping to the end by now, but I love that. Running away from the dragon, getting burned by his fire, which, like I said before, doesn't actually seem to hurt you. And when the dragon turns around to run, his tail sticks right into where I am. I think that's really the only saving grace of this level, because otherwise those dragons are pretty nasty, but they've got such huge hitboxes that are easy to kill. And I'm not really sure that getting the bats at this point is even really doing anything much. All I know is that if the Grail appears, it's going to be over on the left side, so that's where I'm camping out. And then the dragon runs right into me. Hard to complain about that. I don't know if you guys have been watching carefully at those title screens for each level, but the developer of this game, Connie something or other, starts with a G, actually put her name inside the graphics there. So you can see it in the handle of the wizard staff, or the very end of the staff where it curves around. I'm pretty sure I lose at least one life here, so you get a chance to see it. And again, I hit down, and he just kept running to the left. There it is, right at the end of the staff. It's kind of clever unless you're looking for it, and also the handle of the staff has CG all up and down the length of it. I love the fact that in this layout, the rat appears inside a disappearing wall. And I'm definitely grabbing the Grail. It's a free kill, always nice to get a free double kill, but it doesn't always happen, and I'm taking whatever I can get. Especially since if you grab another item, obviously the one that you previously had disappears. And when this wall moves, I kill the other green one. I don't even know what item that is I just picked up. Wasn't a comb. And it doesn't matter, because I got the key and I actually used it effectively for once. Always got to stay a step ahead, and like I said, it is kind of a similar strategy to Pac-Man. First and foremost, make sure the enemies don't corner you. And score those kills whenever you can. Go after the items, they're so useful. And again, I'm trying to corner the wizard there, see if I can get to him before my invulnerability wears off, and don't make it, largely because my guy's running in the wrong direction. And I'm trapped, but I've got the crown. I'm going for it. After a while, you get used to the timing of the walls, so you just sort of know when the wall's going to appear and when it's going to disappear. And Grail is going to disappear. I hate that! But as far as I can tell, the same item always appears in the same place. So, yeah, here I am getting trapped. I use the necklace just in case it gets me out, but it doesn't. All it does is make me run to my death a little faster. And the rat trapped inside the wall again. Stupid rat. Hey, it may actually get the one up here. I don't really care if I get killed as long as I got the candle. I wasn't even paying attention to whether I got any points for that or not. But, hey, you know, if your score improves and you don't take a net loss, I'd say you come out ahead. And I picked up the key at just the right time. Oh! I very, very nearly picked up a comb there. I don't want to lose 8,500 points. You know, just stand on the far side of the wall from that wizard there and wait until it disappears so I can run right into his arms. That's exactly what I want to do. Here, ready. Crown will be most helpful if I actually pick it up. And I really wanted to use it offensively, but you take what you can get. Yeah, there you saw I used the necklace and got a very brief burst of speed. Trying to pick up the ring. There we go. I mean, one of the great things about this game is that in television games, they love to use the really complicated control schemes with the TV remote style controls. You had 9 number keys or 10 number keys and a couple of like pound and asterisk buttons or something. So you'd have to stick the overlay in, and you got all these complicated buttons, and you gotta memorize what they do, because you're not gonna look down at the controller while you're playing to see. This game, all you ever needed was the analog disc and the buttons on the side to activate items. That's it. It's sort of like the Wii games, where all you need to do is point at the screen and pull the trigger. I guess PlayStation Move does that a heck of a lot more than the Wii does. With the Wii, I guess, when they simplify controls, people complain about it. Right? Other M. It's about this time, half an hour into a video, that I guess I really start to ramble, because you've seen it, it's the same thing, and I'm just having fun running around. This time I actually... we're both trapped in the wall. This time I've actually got what I need, potentially, to use the crown in an offensive capacity. There you go. On to level 6, and you can see the CGs in some of the skulls in the background here. This layout, I don't know what it is, but you just start trapped over on the left side, and you gotta hope that the skull appears next to you, because otherwise you're just trapped, and I picked the wrong dead end to run into. I love the way the devil just kind of looks around and then looks over at the screen. I guess when you're talking about the Intellivision, you have to notice little things like that in the graphics, and hey, look at that, I got myself trapped again. Suppose maybe if I'd run up, the other imp might have run past so I could get, just dart around him, but it's a lot easier to see this stuff when you don't have a controller in your hand. Alright, take 3. Get to start with invulnerability. Problem is, it really doesn't last long enough, especially for such a complicated maze. And it's just basically one long path over to the right side. Thought I could beat him to the corner. Couldn't. Looks like his tail is on fire. And if he's really Satan, I suppose he probably doesn't care all that much. I'm amazed the skull sat there long enough to be collected. I'm just kind of running from skull to skull here. And missed that one. Well, I got 1 life left, unless I can get to that candle. I can't get to the candle. Barely escaped with the lives I had, let alone getting an extra. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's what, 3, 4 lives down, and I haven't even killed one of these guys. Told you it got kind of embarrassing at the end. I'm not even worried about the imps now. Now I'm just doing the old run from skull to skull trick. As long as I'm invulnerable, I cannot die. And I like the invulnerability music for this level. Alright, I've got all three of them running. Would have been nice if I could have killed even one of them. Alright, so I got one of the green ones. Hooray. No, no, come back here. Oh well, can I get the crown? No. Can I escape alive? No. And that's it. That's my random run at Thunder Castle. So at least you guys got to see the whole game pretty much through twice. And it's really a lot of fun. If you can pick up Intellivision Lives, the collection, it's got this game on it, and that's pretty much why I got the disc. Hope you guys liked it, and see you next time.